Are parents who send their daughters or force their daughters back into a violent and abusive marriage also responsible for their trauma? I think they are. Is society's obsessive premium on women getting and then remaining married no matter what one of the reasons that women sometimes pay with their lives or live lives of endless suffering? I think it is.
देना पड़ेगा
28-year-old Nikki Bhatti was burnt alive by her husband. Her 6-year-old son was witness to this horror.
ऊपर कूद डाला था, फिर उनको चाचा मारा था, फिर लाइटर से आग लगा दी गई।
This child, now motherless, will be scarred for life. Can you even imagine what this young boy is going through? This was murder caught on video. In one video, you can see Nikki being dragged by her hair by her husband and mother-in-law, Vipin Bhatti, and his mother. In another video, you can see her limping down the staircase, badly injured after she's been set ablaze by Vipin Bhatti. And in a third final video, the last time she was seen alive, you can see her lying distraught on the floor of her house, helpless as she battles her burn injuries. Eventually, she would be declared dead at Delhi's Safdarjung hospital. The parents are today calling for justice for their daughter. But why did they keep assenting to the endless dowry demands for cars, for cash, for gold? A Scorpio wasn't enough. A Royal Enfield wasn't enough. Now 36 lakhs was the demand on the table.
बुलेट मोटरसाइकिल दे दी हमने, शादी में स्कॉर्पियो दी थी। जो सामाजिक तौर से शादी होती है वो शादी की थी हमने। तो खेल ही खत्म हो गया सब, अब बच्चे क्या पढ़ेंगे?
Worst, 6 months before Nikki was burnt alive, she actually tried to escape. She walked out of her abusive marriage and went to her parents' house after Vipin Bhatti had assaulted her. Unfortunately, and as often happens in these cases, a panchayat, a kind of community gathering of local elders was held. Vipin apologized, said it wouldn't happen again, and Nikki went back. Of course, it happened again and again and again. Today, her sister Kanchan reminds us all that Nikki would have been alive had she not been urged to return to her violent hellhole of a marriage.
मेरी छोटी बहन के ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा अत्याचार करा, उसके सर में गले में बहुत सारी चीजें मारी और उसके बाद उसके ऊपर तेजाब डाल दिया। वहाँ पे हमारे बच्चे भी सब थे, अब मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर पाई। मेरे साथ भी बहुत ज्यादा बदतमीजी करी इन लोगों ने। एक बिहाइंड की वीडियो बनाऊंगी, मेरा फोन दे दो, आपके पास ही रखा है।
Nikki and her sister Kanchan were makeup artists and also content creators, as so many young people are in the age of Instagram. They were also two sisters married to two brothers, neither of whom reportedly held a steady job. Kanchan and Nikki were keen to reopen the beauty parlor that they had started with the help of money from their father. They were also extremely active on social media, and perhaps this is what got Vipin Bhatti's goat. He told his wife that he did not appreciate her being on social media and posting reels. In other words, in a trademark example of patriarchal feudalism, Vipin Bhatti thought he could control how his wife expressed herself. This was partly about dowry, but it was partly also about crushing Nikki Bhatti's dreams and aspirations. It was about control, a continued assumption that after marriage, a man owns his wife. That arrogance was on full display as Vipin Bhatti spoke from the hospital bed. This is after he'd been shot by the police when he was trying to escape. Did he take responsibility for his wife's murder? Look at the shocking response from Vipin Bhatti.
गलती का पछतावा है आपको?
मुझे नहीं मैंने मारी है।
हाँ।
ना मैंने कुछ किया है, अपने आप मरी है। मियाँ बीवी में हर जगह लड़ाई होती रहती है, ये कोई आम बात नहीं है।
According to the National Family Health Survey from 2019 to 2021, 31% of Indian women between the ages of 15 to 49 reported experiencing domestic violence. 28.5% of these reported suffering physical violence. And here's where social stigma throws a veil of unacceptable silence over domestic violence. Only 14% of women in the same time frame actually officially reported their experience with domestic violence. In other words, 85% of women did not come forward to report what had happened to them. 6,450 dowry deaths were registered in India at last count in 2022. That's 18 women dying from dowry-related deaths every single day. This will not stop till we understand that financial autonomy, economic independence is an imperative for women, and that marriage is not the central aspiration of anyone's life, man or woman. If a marriage is respectful, equal, and happy, wonderful. But if it is not, there should be community and family support available to those who want to walk out, especially women. Divorce can no longer be a stigma. After all, would you rather your daughter be divorced or dead?